Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Absolutely Fried podcast. My name is Jezabelle, and every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we get absolutely fried together on Kick and Twitch. Happy Friday! How are we feeling? Fridays are the most fun to me. I don't know why. I feel like I say that about Wednesdays too. Maybe I'm just happy to be here. How are y'all feeling though? How has your week been? It's been a crazy week, but you know what? We persevere. I hope you're all feeling good today. If you are watching on YouTube, hello. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you are more of a listener than a viewer, just know that this podcast is available to you on every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon, you name it. Just search Absolutely Fried and it'll pop up. Or you can also check the description for the links. Oh, everybody. I have a lot to discuss today. I've had a lot of thoughts going on in my head today, and I wrote everything down. And, you know, since we weren't here on Wednesday, I thought that I owe you guys a little something, something. Since we missed Wednesday, I owe you guys a little something, something. So let's just dive into today and see where we end up with what we discussed, because I wrote down quite a few topics to get through. Just to remind you guys, since it is Friday, there is a new YouTube video up for you. So on the main channel, check it out. Go see what new video is up. We went for a little drive together, which was super awesome. I also want to remind you guys that, let me see, make sure I say this right. I will be gone. The podcast, this is the only thing that'll be paused. The podcast will be paused from November 20th through December 4th, okay? So the final podcast episode will be on November 18th, and then the next one will pick back up on December 6th, okay? Just want to remind you guys of that because I will be out of town. There's literally no way for me to bring all this equipment with me. So I just want to remind you guys of that. I am going to put up a little post on the YouTube channel and also put it on my story to remind you guys that there won't be any podcast episodes in between then, but I will be reminding you guys until that date, okay? If you ever want to get some updates about the podcast, sometimes I know I miss an episode. I try to be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but you know, life happens. It's life. And so if you want to know or kind of be in the known of what's going on with the podcast, or if I am going to miss that episode, make sure you follow the Instagram of the podcast, Absolutely Fried Podcast. And you'll get all the updates. Awesome. All right, let's get into it. Holy shit. First of all, where's my lighter? Every time. Here's one. First of all, shout out to Mexican people. Shout out to Mexican people. If you're Mexican, thank you. Thank you for existing. I had my first torta today, the sandwich. I've never had one before. This was my first time. I don't know if I got the right one. I got a ribeye one. I don't know. Look, I walked in. I went to this place that is specifically only for that. They don't serve anything else. So you walk in and they barely speak English. But there's this huge wall, right? And the wall is covered in all the different variety of tortas that you can order. And I was so overwhelmed because I had no clue what I was walking into. So I just ordered the first one, which was a ribeye. It was really great, but if there's a different one that I should be ordering, please let me know so that I can get it, because I do plan on going back to that place. It was so awesome. It was all women in there. Like the lady who took my order, who served me, the cooks, all of them. Everybody that was in there was a woman, which was so freaking cool. I really enjoyed myself. The food was amazing. Holy shit. I don't know why I've held myself back from getting that. Like, I knew that they existed, but I'd never gone out and just picked one up for some reason. I don't know why, but I can say that may be a part of my regular diet now, because that shit was delicious. You cannot go wrong with some meat between some buns. Let's just be real with each other here. Yes. Oh, okay. Wow. Everyone's giving the same suggestion. No problem. I'll pick it up. They had that. Oh, I'm so excited to go back already. When I walked in, I placed my order with the lady, and she had two different refrigerators behind her. One that was filled with all these drinks I'd never seen before. Some of them I'd seen before, right? Think your typical like Mexican drinks, right? And then everything else was drinks and sodas I'd never seen before. Like, these were definitely brand new to me. And then the other refrigerator was filled with like just regular American drinks, like Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite. And I was staring at the little refrigerator that had all these oddly shaped bottles and different drinks in there that I'd never seen before. And so I'm trying to figure out like, well, which one do I want to order? Because I'm not going to just grab like a Diet Coke and go on about my day. Like if I'm going to eat this sandwich, I'm going to do it the right way. Okay. I'm going to get the beverage to pair with it. So I'm looking and she sees that I'm looking and then she goes, we have Diet Coke, we have Sprite. And I was like, no. What's in that little refrigerator right there? And she moves out the way. And I was like, that fourth one on the top, because it was a bottle that was turned around and the color of the soda was very odd. And she's like, oh, that one's an apple soda. And I was like, I'll take it. And bitch, it was so good. It is so good. An apple soda. I'd never had an apple soda before. I love venturing out and trying new drinks. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little shout out to the Mexican people for that one, because I had myself a grand old time in there today, and I do plan on going back. The best part about California is that, oh my God, some of the best Mexican food I've had. And no matter where you're at, if you're wanting something good, Mexican is always the right choice to get here. Because when I tell you they are on every fucking corner. There is a restaurant on every fucking corner, and I have yet to have a bad one. I have yet to see one that had bad reviews. I'm talking about every time I click on one, 4.5 stars or more, and I have myself a time. But yeah, shout out to the Mexican people. All right, here's something that we really need to discuss, because I feel like I'm losing my mind with this one. Let me preface this by saying, I love, body positivity. I don't care what your body looks like, okay? It's all about how you feel about yourself. And if you are happy with where you're at, baby, that's fine. That's great. If there's some changes you want to make, go for it. It's about what makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to live in your own head. But I do have some mixed feelings about this situation. Ice Spice is melting. Have y'all seen the videos online? I remember like a few months ago, she was like losing weight, right? And everybody was like, oh my God, like Ice Spice is like melting. But I was like, oh, maybe she's dropping just a few pounds. She came out on Twitter and shit. And she was like, oh, like it's just because I've been on tour. And since I've been on tour, like I just haven't been eating much. Like I'm just so busy. And then she posted a video of her like in the gym. But bitch, she was pumping like 5-pound weights. 5-pound fucking weights. Damn, I haven't smoked today. And like those, like, what was it? Like 2 or 3 hits I took just cooked me. Fucking cooked me. But she posted, when I tell you, like, you could probably find the video on Twitter or maybe even on her Instagram. Even probably on her TikTok too. Like, I think she literally uploaded it. But it's her in the gym and she's doing those like bent over rows, right? But that bitch is using like a 5-pound weight. What the fuck is that doing for you? Like, okay, I don't really work out anymore, but I used to work out, right? And one thing I know, that 5-pound weight, the way she was moving it, she was acting as if like, this is how I've gotten in shape, y'all. Like, this is how I've lost the weight, a 5-pound weight. That girl didn't have an ounce of sweat on her, not even just a few droplets. So that was a lie right off the bat. And everybody was like, this bitch is on Ozempic. She's on Ozempic, right? Me, I was like, nah, like maybe she just like wants to get healthier. That's what I thought. Then I saw a video today. That bitch is a toothpick. She turned around to like shake her ass. There was nothing. There was nothing. Who is that? That is fake. That is not Ice Spice. That is not Ice Spice. Now, okay. To circle back, I said I had mixed feelings about this. I don't care what she does with her body. But when I say I have mixed feelings, I mean, isn't that her whole image? Isn't her ass like her whole thing? Like before she started losing weight, like let's think prime Ice Spice time, right? Like she had taken over music. Everybody was bumping her shit, like throwing ass on TikTok or whatever to her music. She would go and perform. And all she would do is shake her ass, and everybody was like, this girl ain't nothing more than an ass. You know, like she ain't got nothing else to offer, because that's all she would do. She got invited on Kai Cenat's stream, and when he asked her like some serious questions, she just stood up and then fucking started shaking her ass. I think he had asked her to like freestyle. And so when he put on the beat, instead of freestyling, she just got up and shook her ass. And everybody was like, what? So I'm just confused on like where the image goes from here. I don't know. Y'all need to look up the video. I need y'all to know what it is I'm talking about so that you can understand the level of confusion that I'm feeling. Just look up Ice Spice melting or some shit. Like that, it will pop up. That shit threw me because she turned around. Like, you see her from the front. And when I tell you, this looks like a totally different woman, like totally complete different body, right? She's definitely on Ozempic for sure. If it's not Ozempic, she's on something. She's on something because there's no way. This is too drastic of a change. And it's not like she's been, I was going to say it's not like, like she has muscle definition or anything. She doesn't. She has no muscle definition. It's just the fat is gone. I'm looking at her from the front because that's how she starts in the video. And I'm like, well, maybe she still got something going on back there. There was nothing, bitch. There was nothing. People have been saying she takes perks. I wouldn't be surprised. That is super common in the music industry. Yo, everybody that's in the music industry is a druggie. Every single one of them. And if they are not like openly like out about it, like especially like in the rap music, like bro, they talk about popping perks and doing all that shit. They brag about that shit. They got full-blown songs dedicated to that shit, right? Everybody knows that's in the rap industry. But when I tell you it goes outside of that, it's literally every single music genre. They all do drugs. Even if the person hides it and you think that like they hide it really well. There are people out here that hide that shit really well. No. These people be doing crazy drugs too, y'all. We're not talking about like mainstream drugs. We're talking like meth, heroin. Y'all remember those pictures that came out about Justin Bieber? And was it also Hailey Bieber at the time too? They got paparazzi pictures of them going to buy fucking meth. What the fuck? That shit is crazy. Not mainstream drug. They are fucking up anything. And it's because they come out here to LA, y'all. They come out here doing little drugs like maybe they've already started doing a little bit of coke every now and then. Then they end up at these parties and they do a lot of coke. And then all of a sudden, coke ain't really doing it for them anymore. So what's next? K2? Or maybe they get started on pills and then roll into something like K2. Fucking horse tranquilizers. I can't think of a damn day in my life. I can't think of any moment in my life where I would turn around and be like, yeah, I'm ready to party. Like, oh my God, do you have any horse tranquilizers? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my God. I would never do like serious drugs. Like, you'll never catch me doing coke. You'll never catch me popping pills. But y'all know I'm terrified of dying. I think everything is laced. But if I'm at a party and like somebody comes up to me and they're talking about coke, I'm not going to be surprised. But if somebody come up to me and start talking about fucking horse tranquilizers, are you fucking shitting me? Get it the fuck together. Get it together. Oh no. There's a point where you do have to start judging people. There is a point, and I do believe that. And I know that that's an unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people are like, you can't judge people for this. I don't judge people for the struggle. I don't judge people for that part. I know that addiction is hard, right? But we can't let them think that it's just okay to just turn around and do horse tranquilizers. You have to judge them. Because what are you doing? Oh my God. Just move on from it. I knew this one boy. Well, it's what happened to my friend. They told me. My friend told me that he was at he just pulled up somewhere to go do some work with somebody, right? And he's in the room with this guy. And what was it that he was doing? Oh, that's what. He said that he just started doing drugs in front of him. And the guy said to him casually, hey bro, don't judge me. I'm just doing some ketamine real quick. Real casual. Hey bro, don't judge me. I'm just doing some ketamine real quick. He said his response was, oh, no, you're good, bro. But in his head, he got scared. He was like, what the fuck? But me, I couldn't hold that shit in. Bitch, I like to think that I have a pretty good filter. Maybe. I don't know. I think I have a pretty good filter. But if it came to a situation like that, I'm not going to say, oh, you're good, bro. I'm going to go, what? You're doing some what real quick? Where did you even get that? How do you even get horse tranquilizers or ketamine? How do you even get this stuff? Where are you getting it from? Oh my God. Yeah, but all your favorite artists, buddy, they're out here going crazy. All of them are doing drugs. Damn. Y'all ever been offered hard drugs before? I think that the most that somebody has ever tried to sell me was coke. And I think I scared them. I think I made them think that I was gonna like call the police or something, because the way that I reacted to them was so bad. The way I reacted was so bad. And bitch, my dad found out too. So this was when I used to work at this little shop, and I'd be there real late. You know, I was around all the bars, and it would just be me running it by myself, right? I'd be working, and there was this guy that would come there often. He would be outside the bars. Now, I didn't know he was a drug dealer. He was just somebody that was in the shop with me often. And there was just people that I just got kind of accustomed to being around and seeing all the time, right? He comes in one night, and I think it was like real late, past midnight probably. And there was like 2 other people that were in the shop with me. And he's just joking with me. That's typically what he would do. He'd come in the shop and he would just like kick it, tell a bunch of jokes, leave, go on about his business, you know. He comes up to me. He's making a few jokes, and then he just goes like, "You look like you do coke." And I got so fucking offended. I like whipped my neck at him, and I said, "Excuse me? What the fuck does that mean?" And he's like, "You know, like you just look like you like to have fun." And I was like, "How the fuck do I look like I do coke?" And he was like, "No, I was just like, I thought maybe you were just a party girl." And I was like, "I've never done coke a day in my life, and I never will." I'm looking at him dead in his face, right? And he's like, no, chill. Like, he's like, I'm just messing with you. And I was like, "Oh, you're just messing with me. Okay. All right." And I'm getting pissed. And he's like, "No," he's like, I was just like, I thought maybe you might be a party girl. Maybe you might want." And then he shows me this little white baggie. And I said, "What the fuck?" And I said that shit loud as fuck. And the 2 guys, there's like 2 other guys in the shop, and they both look at us. And then he puts it away real quick. And he was like, okay, my bad. And he turns around and he walks out. And I start huffing to myself. I'm like, the fuck? If I could talk about I look like I do, who the fuck looks like? What the fuck does it even look like doing coke? And then they're like, "What happened?" I was like, "He's fucking talking about I look like I do coke." And then they laugh and they're like, "No, you don't look like you do coke. Like trying to reassure me, like, "You're fine. Don't worry. It's just something he was saying," right? Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have told those men what it is that like I found out, because I still don't know to this day. But my dad comes to me. I'm working like a couple days later, and my dad pulls up to the shop and he walks inside all pissed off. He was like, "I got a question." He said, "And I don't want you to lie to me." He said, "Don't lie to me at all. Tell me the truth or I'm going to be pissed off at you." And I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Did such and such," and he says his name, "come in here and try to get you to buy coke?" And I was like, "Ooh." Now, this bitch, 2 things going on in my mind. I got 2 choices here. Boom. I out this drug dealer. And I'm by myself every night, like late as fuck at night. He come in here pissed off that my dad finds out, right? Either that, boom. Or 2, my dad's gonna beat the fuck out of me. My parents ain't have no problem putting their hands on me. I don't know about y'all, but my parents had no problem putting their hands on me. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, deal with unknown issues or take like, you know, or like take a beating, you know, type shit. So I was like, he came in here. I didn't say yes or no. I was like, he came in here and was saying that I look like I do coke. I didn't say yes or no. I was like, he came in here and said, "Hey, and I look like I do coke." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I heard something about that." And then he tells me the whole story that he heard. And I was like, "Dad, how do you find out about that?" Because the 2 guys that I was talking to, I don't think they had any connection to my father. And he was like, "I just have people around here watching out for you. And they came to me immediately when they heard what happened." And I was like, damn, people talk about this shit. Oh my God. So I tell my dad. Yeah, I don't think I could legally finish the rest of this story. I don't think I could legally finish the rest of this story because I just remembered what the rest of the story is, and I don't think I could legally say that. So I'm not going to finish it. But what I will say is my father had a conversation with him, and I never saw that man again. I'm talking about he did it he came over to like one late night when I'm like running the shop. He comes over and he's like, okay, you leave. I'm going to finish like doing the work here. Which is rare. He never let me do that. And I was like, it was Friday night. Like, bitch, I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to go party. Like, I'm going to go have fun with my friends. Like, what's up, bitches? I'm pulling up. You know, like I finally got off work early on a Friday night. I'm going crazy. I didn't even think twice. I leave. I see the guy there. I'm leaving, get my car, drive away. I see my dad wave over for him to come and talk to him. I never saw that man again. He just stopped coming around. Anyway, today I was driving around and I was driving around and I witnessed something terrifying today, y'all. Terrifying. But y'all know me. I get like overly concerned about stuff, but I don't think I'm tripping when it comes to this one. So I pulled up to these train tracks today, and you know how when there's a train coming, the lights start flashing and the little blockers start coming down, the little sticks or whatever the fuck you want to call them, they start going down. Well, I'm sitting here on the other side. I'm right at the front, and I'm looking at this girl that's in a Tesla on the other side in the front, coming out from the opposite direction. They had already closed. They'd been closed for a few seconds, right? I rolled down my window. I'm hearing a train horn, you know? And this girl like leans forward and looks. Now I can't see any train because there's just like a bunch of trees and shit on my left side. So I just hear the train. This girl drove around them, like sped around them onto the tracks and then past them. I shit you not, like 3 seconds later, the train came. Would you know that the train was only like 4 car lengths long? It was literally like we were at a stop sign and a car just like drove by. That's literally how long it took. They came right back up and then we were able to drive over. That girl put her life on the line to go where today? I couldn't think of anything important enough to do that. I take driving very serious, y'all. It was literally a few seconds later. I'm not even joking. I literally sat there in my car with my jaw like on the floor. Like I was like, did that just happen? Did I just witness that? And for I literally, man, maybe it's either like the frontal lobe developing in me or maybe like my mom instincts are really starting to be built in. Because all I was thinking the whole time while I was driving was I was cussing that girl out in my car. I had like 3 more miles left on driving before I got to my destination. Whole 3 miles. I'm sitting here cussing in my car like, is she fucking stupid? Why the fuck would she do that? And I was like, if I was in the car with her, I'd have popped her in the back of the head. Like I'm sitting here thinking like, what is her mom saying to her? Where's her mom at? Her mom needs to hit her. Like she needs to beat her right now. Like that is insane. That girl just put her life on the line to get where right now? I was pissed off in the car. Ooh, she need her ass whooped. Jesus Christ. But like I said, I'm very weary about driving. I drive like an old lady. I'll just be real with y'all. I love it. I love driving like a little old lady. I stay in the right lane. Don't come up behind me in the right lane. I'm not going any faster. That's what my driving instructor taught me. She was like, if you want to go slower, she said, that's totally fine. As long as you're going the speed limit, move over to the right lane. And I remember when she was teaching me, there'd be somebody behind me, like maybe they'd honk at me or something. She'd be like, just ignore them. You are doing the right thing right now. And she built that into me. And so I stay in the right lane. And I'm like, you could get upset. You could ride my ass all you want. Get in the left lane, baby. I'm in the right. I'll do it on the interstate and shit too. I never speed on the interstate. Buddy, I don't want to break. I don't want to go past like 65 miles an hour. If I accidentally like go up to 70 or if I have no choice but to go up to 70 or something, I'm terrified. I'm gripping the shit out the wheel. That's too fast. You see how fast everything is going by? Oh my God. That is terrifying. I don't speed. I don't believe in speeding. I think about this fact. anytime I hear about somebody speeding, or like if just the idea of speeding comes across my brain, I think about this fact all the time, that you only need to be going 25 to 30 miles an hour for your body to have the same force as a piano being dropped from a high rise. 25, bitch, that's a school zone. 25? What is, okay, so if somebody's going 70, let's ask ChatGPT. What is the force body if you're going 70 miles an hour? That's 25. What is 70 like? Hold on, he's doing a bunch of math in front of my face right now. I never liked when letters got added to math. Oh my God, he didn't give me a comparison like a piano being dropped from a building. Hold on, y'all. Technical difficulties. He needs to explain better. Meditate to the sound of my humming. God damn. Oh my God. So 25 to 30 miles an hour is like dropping a piano from a high rise, right? 70 miles an hour is like dropping a 500-pound piano from a skyscraper. It says at least 100 stories. 100 fucking stories. 500-pound piano from the 100th floor. I'm not going that fast. I don't have anywhere to be. I have nowhere to be that is that important. Nowhere to be. There's absolutely nothing that I have to do in this lifetime that I need to have my body be that amount of force. Y'all, it's not worth it. I don't know if you're somebody that likes to drive fast or go crazy or do a little bit of street racing and stuff. I'll be the one to tell you right now, buddy, it's not worth it. There are plenty of people out there, I myself included, that have stories of people passing away from car accidents, being dumb. It isn't even like, oh, they were just driving, doing nothing wrong, being dumb. And I'll be real with you, they're being dumb. Getting on the road, pushing 100 miles an hour, and then wrapping their car around a pole. Absolutely not. There is no reason on this God's green earth for you to be doing that. And I'm going to lecture you for a second if you're watching this and you do this in secrecy. I'm going to lecture you for a moment. So stick around and listen. Don't scroll away because you don't like what I'm saying. I forgot what I was going to say. Hold on. I hear people talk about loving like street racing and shit like that and like driving their cars fast. Buddy, I don't get in the car with somebody that drives fast like that. If I get in your car and I see that you have a car that goes fast or the type of car that it seems like you're going to be cutting up in, I'm going to tell you, do not do that with me in this vehicle. I will be completely and bluntly honest with you. And if you go against my word, the second that we step out of said vehicle, I'm taking an Uber home. I have no problem doing that. I'll even pay extra for the Uber or the Uber. What is that? The second stream in a row that I have a speech impediment? Uber. I'll pay extra for the Uber luxury just to remind myself that I'm worth it. I'll go home. I've done that before, taking an Uber home, and like it was because like people were doing crazy shit, like maybe drinking and driving and shit, and I was like, bitch, I'm taking an Uber home. Y'all have had, like, I'm done. This is where I cut my night off. I went to get the Uber and it was like $40, and then I saw it was $60 for the XL and for the luxury one, and I was like, I'll do the luxury one because my life is worth that, baby. I definitely can pay $60 and enjoy my ride home at the temperature that I want. Sometimes it comes with free water and snacks. The last one I went into, they had Alani bars, energy drinks, like they had like a whole snack thing going on. Just take it. Take as many as you want. Wow. What the fuck? This is nice. It's almost worth it. I'll get my money back in the fucking Alani bars. But usually when I hear people say shit like, oh, like I love driving fast or something like that, they'll typically, or like people, this really goes for people who ride motorcycles and do it too. They'll be like, oh, like I just love this like adrenaline rush. And they're like, if I die like this, then like that's the best way that I would like, that's the way I'd want to go out. Girly pop. I promise you that is not what you were going to be thinking when the accident happens. If you're on a motorcycle, you don't even get a split second to think about what's going to happen next. You don't even get a split second. There is no time. Oh, bitch. I don't have my fucking laptop plugged in. Hello? Well, I don't even know where my charger's at, y'all. Oh, it's right there. Pause on the game. Pause on it. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Stick with me. My laptop's gonna turn off. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Oh, sorry. I knew I was forgetting something. I fixed it. Don't worry, y'all. Whew, that got me out of breath. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. When you get in that accident, I promise you that's not what you're going to be thinking. You are not going to be sitting there thinking at like 23 years old after you got into this horrendous car accident. You are not going to be thinking, oh, yeah, this is the way I want to go out. That is not at all what you're going to be thinking. I promise you. And then, you know, you really are giving yourself some grace when you sit here and you think, and you think, if this is the way that I go out, then like this is how I go out. It's crazy that you were forgetting about the fact that you could become a quadriplegic. That is crazy that you are forgetting that like it is possible for you to survive it and your spine be snapped. That is, you are forgetting that one. And the thing is, if you even got like one family member that loves you or some shit, they're going to keep you alive. They are not pulling the plug on you. You are going to be in a bed for the rest of your life. Somebody changing your diapers and shit. Or possibly, honestly, this is either on par or worse than what I was just describing. Surviving it, getting severely injured like that where you become a quadriplegic, but actually have the ability to regain your stuff back. Like let's say like what happened to you, like you were severely injured, but there is a way to come back from it, but you have to relearn everything. From walking to basic speech to your ABCs, you got to relearn everything. That's hard. Fucking sitting here talking about if that's the way I go out, then that's what it is. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to lecture. I just have to let it out. That should be making me so mad, especially when I hear young people say it. What are you doing? If you were like 80 years old or something and you were saying some shit like that, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Hell yeah. You know what? Hell yeah, dude. You know, like I get it. You lived a long life. And at this point, you're like, I'm going to just start like playing with life a little bit. I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. Because an old man, like 80 years old, being on a motorcycle, getting in an accident, that man's not becoming a quadriplegic. He's dead. Oh, yeah, he's gone. Yeah, if you're young, stop thinking like that. A good example of this is actually, there was recently a YouTuber. You guys might know who this is. I got told about this and then I looked it up on Twitter. There's this YouTuber. Oh, I should have wrote down what his name was. I didn't. There was a YouTuber who recently literally passed away. Like, what was it? Like last week? He was known for like drag racing and shit like that. Like he gets like really crazy like cars and he like races them and shit, right? Well, I think it was literally on live. He was racing one of the cars. I think that he lost control of it or something. I don't remember. It was something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but he crashed that bitch going like 150 miles an hour. The vehicle basically disintegrated. Smushed. He hit a pole. That pole smushed the car. His body wasn't even in the vehicle. It is outside the vehicle. His body could not be in the vehicle because it became a sheet of paper. Is that worth it? And then after looking up about that guy a couple days ago, since I had looked up his name, I start getting like, you know, like some more of his content on my phone. And I'm seeing clips of like the goals that he was talking about for 2024 and 2025. His goals. That man's gone now. And he was young. And when this was on live, not only was it on live, but there was hella people filming this shit. There's like a bunch of different angles of the car accident. It's insane. And this just cycles right back into like a while ago I had like just brought up to you guys. I was like, isn't it weird that like cars are able to go so fucking fast, but like the highest miles per hour that I've seen for like a speed limit was like 75, I think. But cars be going like 2. Do they go like 300? I don't know. My Nissan, that girl, she might be capped at like 120. But have y'all seen how fast these fucking cars go? Why is that allowed to be made? Why are they manufacturing that? If like the fastest that you can go on the road is like 75 miles an hour, why don't we cap cars at like the highest mile per hour range that is like out there? Why are we going that fast? That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, like I understand for like actual like racing, like on you know, like in the little arenas. What the hell do they call that? I don't know. Circle road. That type of racing. I understand that, but I think that those cars should be like kept in a specific category. It's like, okay, only specific people can own these cars and shit. It just does a racetrack. Thank you. Circle road is fucking crazy. Do not visit Germany. Oh yeah, isn't there a road in Germany where there's like no speed limit or something? Is that what I'm thinking of, or is that a different place? Okay, his name was One Stock. The engine blew at the bottom, causing the oil to not let it break. That could happen at 70 miles on the highway. It could be anyone. And that's why I won't go 70 miles an hour either. I hear what you're saying. That can happen to anybody. But if he was going 70 miles an hour instead of 150, he might have survived that. When I was talking to somebody about the situation, I know that he was racing. When I was talking to somebody about the situation, they were like, I think they had actually watched his videos, and so they were just like really pissed about it. And they were telling me, they were like, I just don't understand. Like, if you're gonna do like drag racing or like street racing or shit like this, like you should have your car like specifically modded for it. He's like, you get a vehicle, you put a roll cage in it. And I was like, 150 miles an hour. I was like, is a roll cage gonna do shit? You know what I mean? He was like, I don't know. Like, maybe he might have survived. I'm not sure. But like, he should have modded his car to properly be able to do something like that, rather than just getting into like a bare bones kind of car and then just taking that shit, like flooring it. It's fun to go fast my ass. That's crazy. It's not fun to me. That's terrifying. Okay, what time is it? 38 minutes. Okay, maybe I should skip. Maybe we should get into the last portion instead of... I've got a few more topics, but I say we come back to them if we have time. I want to do this one because I was just scrolling on Reddit today. I love Reddit. I'm scrolling on Reddit today, and I found this little thread of people asking extremely personal questions. Like the type of questions that it's like, you would never reveal this information about you. Like, this is something that you would not want anyone to know. So I thought, what better people to tell the answers to than you guys, than the internet, you know? You know so much about me already. I say we start strong. I think a few of them are quite sexual, but I don't even know why I'm doing this to myself. Good God. First question. Were you abused? Yeah, like I said earlier, my parents, they have no problem putting their hands on me. I grew up in a Latin household, baby. And I say it with a smile because, I don't know, I don't hold it against my parents. Because if you were to ask my parents about it, they would say I was not. They would say we did not hurt that child. She didn't get it. She didn't get it near as bad as we got it when we were younger. And so that just lets me know where their parenting skills were at, because all they did was do what they were taught. But I am glad that they did apparently a lot less than what they were taught, because that's what they used to tell me. They'd smack me around and be like, you don't know what's happened to me. This ain't nothing. Oh, that whole line. You crying? I'll give you something to cry about. I used to be, my mom would get the belt, right? She'd be like, go to your room. I'm going to get the belt. Oh, this is the worst. Oh, dude, this be like the worst 5-10 minutes of my life, because she'd take her time too. I'd go in the room and I'd have to sit on the bed and I'd have to just sit there and think. I'd have to just sit there and think about how the fuck do I get out of this situation? Like, what do I do? Like, knowing that ass whooping is coming. Oh, hell. I used to try to stuff shit in my pants. I used to try to stuff shit in my pants. I was like, I can't make it obvious. Like, I can't put like clothes in my pants, because then they'll know that like there's something in there. So I like acted like I went to the bathroom real quick and I started stuffing toilet paper in there. But she knew. She knew I did that. And she made me take the toilet paper out my pants. She's like, you do that again? Next time you get an ass whooping with no pants. Y'all ever got an ass whooping with no pants? I have not, because I didn't do that shit again. I was like, I'm going to at least take this thin sheet of clothing that is separating my ass cheeks from that leather. I will at least take that, right? But I remember before they'd ever whoop my ass, I used to do the same thing every single time. Negotiate. I used to try to negotiate so bad. I'd be like hyperventilating, like, you know, like talking like that and shit. And I used to try to negotiate, like, wait. Let me tell you, I'll clean every single day. I'll do this every single day. Like, I try to negotiate my way out of it. And my mom would be sitting there with a belt on her shoulder, like, nope. Turn around. I don't want to hear it. Turn around. It never worked. You know, honestly, I don't even remember what it feels like to have leather kiss my ass. I don't. And I'm blessed that I don't remember that. After a certain age, they stopped doing it. You know, once I turned like a teenager, like that, they didn't do that anymore. Then the next form of punishing became like, we'll just ground you. They used to just take my shit away, like my phone or something. I'm so glad I don't remember how that feels, though. I don't think I could ever introduce that into my sex life. You know how people be getting like whips and shit, and chains and whips excite me. They be getting like smacking each other with like these little leather belts. I couldn't do that. I feel like that triggered me, like PTSD. Like I'd just start getting flashbacks of like Vietnam and shit. I don't think I could do that. I think that might be where I draw my line. But while we're on the topic, I don't know why I'm doing this. Here we go. I remember reading this question and I was like, oh, this is a good question. Which of your erotic fantasies are you most ashamed of? Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be real with y'all. Okay, I'm not going to lie. But all I ask is that one other person reveal themselves as well. That's all I ask. One other person, that's all I need. So I'm not alone in this. Here we go. Now, I don't know if for something to count as an erotic fantasy that I would have to think about it often, or if it's something that I have to like participate in often and I just hide it, or if it's just like been a one kind of like, it's like it just passes by, you know, like it just this one time and then never again. But I'll be real with y'all. So boom. I was like a teenager. And I was just on one of those websites, you know. And there was like kind of like a spoof of The Walking Dead. Now, I didn't really watch The Walking Dead. I didn't really like the show. Surprisingly enough, I loved the porn spoof. So what was in this, Jezabelle? How did they porn spoof this? Did they just like remake The Walking Dead? And they just like had the characters do stuff with each other? No. It was like it was The Walking Dead. And oh my god, if you could find the first episode, bitch, it's literally like, you know how he wakes up like, bro, the way that you kill the zombie is you have sex with the zombie. That's how you do it. That's how he did it. So he encountered like his first zombie, and then he was like, he did the thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it was. He was going around having sex with zombies. And I enjoyed it. It had a pretty good plot. I can't lie to you. I watched a few episodes. I think that there were even seasons to this thing. The problem is, I saw it one time and one time only. I've never been able to find that shit again. I would entertain it. Now, would I be doing what I was doing last time I watched it? Probably not. I think that I would like to watch it again for the plot. It's crazy to me because I did not like The Walking Dead, but the porn spoof, I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. I'd never seen anything like that. The way that you killed the zombie apocalypse and the way you kill the zombies is by having sex with them. So that's right there. That's probably, I've never told anybody that. This is something that like kind of was buried in the back of my brain and I honestly forgot about until I read that question. And then I was like, there's nothing I'm ashamed of. And then I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Who was the male? There were male and females. So, you know, the main character is a man. So that's like who it started off focusing on, him and female zombies. And then, you know, they bring other characters into it. So let me know if you find that. Drop me the link or whatever in my DM or something. I'm interested in rewatching. Not for that purpose, but just for regular consumption of media. All right, we can move on though. All right. Next one. Will I give birth vaginally or by C-section? Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get pregnant, to be honest with you. Just because neither of the options sound good. And knowing the fact that I have to pick one, I know everybody's like, or like the women that like, you know, I guess a normal average woman would be like, oh, but like the experience of just growing another life form in you, it's just unmatched. You know, I feel so feminine. You know, like, girl, I hear you. That sounds so feminine. Like, to grow another human being, that sounds so cool. Honestly, like the whole process, like craving something so much, like I actually want to feel what a pregnancy craving feels like, because I know that the second you eat it, god, it probably feels like no other. I would love to feel that shit, right? But the thing is, eventually you're gonna have to get that shit out. And you're telling me my two options, and you only get two, there's no more than this. Boom. One, you get ripped from vag to ass. No. Not to mention, if you got one of those babies that grows in like all weird or some shit, and like they start like trying to come out the wrong way. Ooh, bitch, the doctor gotta shove their hands in there and gently turn the baby around. Can you imagine already having like a head or some shit stuck? Right? And then on top of the fact that you've been widened this much, they gotta shove 2 hands in there and move them around. Ooh. Are you kidding me? How big can it get? Because people told me, they were like, oh yeah, when you have a baby, like it's going to be like the size of a football when it comes out of you. And that already threw me. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I've never even put in a super tampon. A football? But then to think it could be footballs and 2 hands? And so that leads you to your second option, because that one's a hell no, right? So the second option, a C-section. They're going to cut you open while you're awake. Any surgery that has to be done, any procedure that has to be done while I'm awake, it's not even a procedure. That is a surgery. They are slicing you open and opening up your organs and shit and then reaching in there and pulling this thing out. Everything, all your innards are exposed. No. What? Oh my God, I'd be so scared to like take a shit or like sneeze, because they obviously sew you back up afterwards. I'd be so scared if I sneeze hard enough, my organs are just gonna fall out. Oh my God. Or if you go to take a shit, you push a little bit too hard. Oh, girl. I'd be terrified. I couldn't do that. You don't feel it. You're numb. Yes. For the procedure, you don't feel it. But buddy, you're laying there on a table in a surgical room. And the only thing that's separating you is this thin sheet that they put over you so that you don't see what they're doing, right? But you hear them, the little tools clanking around and shit, of them messing around inside of you. You don't feel it. You're numb. I bet you feel something. You got to feel some pressure or something. And I say that because I had a colonoscopy done. I did. They went and played around in my ass, and I felt that shit. They put me to sleep. I remember I had to count back from a number, and it was the best sleep of my life. I wish I could buy that shit on the street. That was the best sleep of my life. I might go get another colonoscopy done just to get the sleep that I had that day. That was amazing, right? But I remember falling asleep, and then I felt something. I don't need to describe to you what I felt, because you know what a colonoscopy is, so you know what I felt. And it didn't feel good. And that's not getting cut open. So when it comes to choosing one of those, I don't know. I think I choose C, adoption. There are so many babies out there that have already grazed their faces against vaginas. I don't think I need to create another. That's where I think that my heart lies. I have no answer for that question. Okay, next one. Do you masturbate? Yeah, I be beating my shit in. I can't even lie. A respectable amount of times a week. Like maybe like a couple times a week. That might sound light to some of y'all. I used to have a problem. I'll be honest with you. I used to have a problem. I don't know. I think it's because I had read one day. So I was stressed out. It was a stressful time in my life. And I had read somewhere, it was like, this masturbation is a great way to release stress. And I was like, bitch, I'm stressed out. So, okay. So I started doing that shit every day. And I was like, wow, I do feel like very relieved and shit. Like, this is nice. So I was like, what if I do it a couple times a day? Start planning my day around it. Wake up, boom, right? Get back home, boom. You know, it's quick. It's not something that takes like 40 minutes. I get that shit done in like 5, you know? Boom. Then like right before bed or something, boom, again. And buddy, I was doing that like every day for a while. I'm not going to say how long, but it was a while, right? But I thought it was healthy because I had read online. I was like, it's good for de-stressing, and I'm just like really stressed out right now. So this is like great. No way I'm being called a gooner is crazy. Yeah, no. What made me stop was I had this friend at the time. Well, not even at the time. This is somebody that I'm still really close with. I wonder if they're in here or if they're going to see this. They'd be joining in here sometimes. I had this friend who had the exact same problem as me. He had actually like texted me one day. We've been friends like for most of my life. And it's so funny because we met on the internet when I was younger. And we've met each other in person a few times. Probably like my longest, my friend that I've had the longest. I think we've been friends since like 6th grade. But he had just been honest with me one day. We were like real with each other. He'd be like, yo, I think like I have an addiction. And I'd be like, what do you mean? And he was like I masturbate a lot. And I was like, you're good. Me too. Like, what do you mean like addiction? Like, explain it to me. And he's like, yeah, you know, like I do it like a few times a day. I was like, you know, I be doing that. Like I was real with him. I was like, I do that like a few times a day. Me too. I just relieving stress, you know, but what makes you think you're addicted? And he was like, well, I do it like 6 times a day. Six. Damn. You know? And he was like, yeah, I used to watch porn, but it's not even about the porn anymore. He's just like, I just got to do this. I just got to get it done. And I was like, are you feeling stressed? Like, are you doing this to relieve stress? He was like, no, I'm just doing it. And I was like, all right. Okay. Stamina. And I remember, fast forward a couple weeks later, right? He's like, Jez, I'm so fucking scared. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I have to send you a picture right now. And I was like, what is it? What's going on? What are you about to send me a picture of? He's like, okay, so you know how I told you that I've been having like a problem, like beating my shit like all the time. I was like, yeah, what's going on? He says, I got a bump. And I was like, what do you mean you got a bump? He's like, I don't know what it is. He said, I tried looking it up online and I can't find anything about it. He's like, please. He's like, I'm scared right now. Like, what do I do? And I was like, I don't fucking know. And he's like, can I just send you a picture of it? Like, I'm really scared. And so it's like, no, don't send me a fucking picture of your dick bump. I don't want to see that. No. So he didn't send it to me. At least I don't think he did. Maybe he did. I don't think so. I don't have that image burned into my brain right now. So I'm going to assume that he didn't. Turned out he went to the doctor, and he was honest with the doctor. And the doctor said, oh, it's just like a friction bump. Apparently if you beat your shit too much, you'll get like a bump or something from like the friction. I don't know if he was like doing it dry or something, but he got a bump from friction. And so I don't know, that was just kind of like a wake up call for me. So I decided, I was like, maybe I should start reeling in how many times I like do this. I started to cut back on it. I don't know if I saw it. I could probably ask him to see if he ever sent it. I feel like I vaguely remember seeing something, but I don't know if like he sent me a picture of it. A fire gooner is crazy. A real gooner, sorry, bro. I'm like blind right now because I'm high. Oh my God. Yeah, so that's the answer to that question. All right, I think we should finish it strong. Oh, 59. Okay. I'm gonna skip past the other ones I got, and I'm gonna just go to probably the craziest one. All right, it's time to be real. It's time to be real, Jezabelle. Something you didn't think you'd tell people. Okay. What's the most awkward sexual encounter you've ever had? I don't know why I'm ashamed to say it. It wasn't even me. Somebody farted. And it wasn't me. It was him. And you're probably like, well, just what, it ain't that bad. What was it? A little toot? He let out a little toot or something? No. That was like some like room shaking from deep down under. It was a fart. It wasn't a toot. This was a man. And it was also the instance in which it occurred. So boom. What's going on? I'm on top. Guttural is the perfect word to describe it. I'm on top. Doing my thing, right? I look down. He looks a little bit like off. You know, a little bit like uncomfortable, right? But I'm like, maybe I'm like misreading the situation because I know it's not me. It's like, I know I'm not doing nothing wrong right now. So whatever he got going on got something to do with him. So I'm on top, right? Wow. I don't really mean to be so descriptive, but there's really no other way for me to break down to y'all what occurred without being real. He grabs my hips, y'all. And thrusted into me, right? And right when he thrusted into me, the loudest, it was like there was an echo to it. Like this was loud. You ever had somebody like put their hands over their mouth like this and blow and make a fart sound? It was like that. See, it all happened so fast because he thrusted. And what does any woman do when you get thrusted into? You moan. It's so all that at the same time. Thrust, moan, fart, all at once. Loud. Like I felt the vibration on the bed. And I didn't know what to do at first. I tried to ignore it. Couldn't. 2 seconds later, started laughing. He started laughing too. He seemed like he genuinely found it funny. I was so uncomfortable. I had no idea what to do. I left. I just got up. I was done. That was enough for me. I was good. I'd probably say that was the most awkward encounter. Me? Negative 1,000 aura for me? Y'all, I wish, you know what? This is going to be the last thing I say on the topic, and then we're just going to be done for the night. I just want y'all to think about sex. Because there's a lot of wetness everywhere. Paired. So we're talking about some sweaty, wet ass cheeks. And a strong gust of air from deep inside. You just imagine what that sounds like. So that was really it. Yeah, that's also something that I plan to take to my grave. I did not think I was going to... How many things did I reveal tonight that I was not supposed to discuss ever again? I can't believe I chose to do this tonight. That is insane. All cause what? I wasn't here Wednesday. I said, well, while I'm reading these questions, maybe they'd be curious. All right, y'all. You would think about that for so many years. Oh, trust me, I have. I've been thinking about it for about 4 years, babe. And I remember it like it was yesterday. It has not left my brain. I owed y'all. That's what it felt like. So I hope that was good enough payment. And if I miss a future live stream, I don't want anyone in my DMs talking about, you're going to need to reveal some more on Friday. I hope that you guys had a great week. I hope that this stream was very entertaining for you guys. Please remember, another reminder of there will be no streams between November 20th through December 6th. That's right. I think that's right. Keep that in mind. Just December 4th. Sorry about that, babe. The next stream would be December 6th after that. November 12th through December 4th, no podcast. Everything else is the same. There'll still be videos going up on my main channel and everything else. So if you're looking for some content, if you miss me, check out the main channel. I hope that you guys had a great week. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your night and sleep very well tonight and wake up feeling amazing because the rest of the weekend is going to be great. I'm so excited for it. Oh my God, I can't believe Thanksgiving is going to be here so fast. Oh my God, and my birthday's on Tuesday. What the fuck? I just remembered. Oh my God. We'll talk more about it on Monday. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Good night, everybody.